This is a bombshell. The United States is preparing a strike against Russia. Drones are heading toward Crimea. Something big is moving in the Black Sea, and tension is reaching its peak. For the first time in nearly a year, Reaper drones have reappeared, just after a key call between Russian Defense Minister Andrei Belousov and the U.S. Secretary of Defense. Russian radars have also detected the presence of an RQ Global Hawk lurking around Sevastopol and the Crimean Bridge. Simultaneously, Ukrainian drone and missile attacks have intensified, synchronized with the shadow of U.S. intelligence. Maximum alert has been declared in Novorossiysk and Gelendzhik. 5 BC naval drones are advancing through hostile waters, and the Russian fleet is already in combat position. There is a betrayal underway. War is igniting. Details ahead. And if you already know about our special reports from alternative press, well, let us tell you, they are unmissable. Stay with us until the end, because what you're about to hear could change your understanding of global power. We'll give you the facts you need to truly understand what's happening, and help you stay one step ahead. This is News for Dummies, where we explain everything to foster your critical understanding of world events. In war, you must not blink. A major information bomb has shaken Russia. There is talk of a planned attack by the United States. Betrayal. Drones are heading to Crimea. Since Andrei Belousov took over the Russian Ministry of Defense, the winds in Moscow shifted, suddenly and decisively. That was a year ago, and something significant happened in that time. As soon as he assumed office, Belousov had a direct conversation with the U.S. Secretary of Defense. A call still shrouded in secrecy, but whose echoes resonate across every corner of Russia's security circles. Russian intelligence has been warning for days of suspicious drone and unmanned naval vehicle (BEC) movements in nearby waters, indicating a spike in hostile activity. Though disguised behind a Ukrainian front, it's clear who's pulling the strings from the west. Tensions escalated further when Russia's defense ministry confirmed it had shot down several enemy drones over Crimea, first one, then 4 more. At the same time, monitoring channels reported the approach of an enemy MBE group. In response, Russia's fleet went on maximum alert, ready to respond to any attempted infiltration or sabotage. The alarm rang from Novorossiysk to Gelendzhik, spreading along Russia's Black Sea coast. The threat of UAVs, FPVs, air defense systems, and multiple rocket launchers was emphasized, all part of modern warfare, mobilized to defend Crimea and its approaches. Channel LPR-1 kept the public and armed forces on edge. In total, 5 BECs were approaching Novorossiysk and Chaplinka, posing the most immediate threat to UAVs, including strike-capable drones. Message reports came in almost hourly. At 14:23, a new report raised fresh alarms. Kerch, unusual sounds in the sea. BC destruction likely. It confirmed that after Istanbul, the United States not only refused to de-escalate, it had begun issuing open threats against Russia. The Reapers had returned to the Black Sea, along with the ghost of a pre-planned attack, a betrayal slowly cooked in the shadows of Washington. This isn't a new context, but it does represent a significant escalation. Over the past year, every time a U.S. drone flew over the Black Sea, Ukrainian forces would launch missile strikes against Crimea. Always the same pattern, first the American eye, then the Ukrainian strike. This is no coincidence. In 2025, even U.S. media admitted these operations were carefully coordinated by the United States and Europe, showing a level of collaboration far beyond simple weapons or intelligence sharing. It's a hybrid war, where drones and digital tech are combined with diplomatic pressure and media propaganda. In recent days, the attacks have reached dangerous levels. Dozens of drones have tried to penetrate Crimea's airspace, followed by missile attacks targeting launch bases in Odessa. Russia's defense systems intercepted and destroyed the targets, but the threat lingers like a slow-acting poison. Russia responded quickly. Su-34 jets flew over the Black Sea, even approaching a U.S. Global Hawk UAV. The incident triggered an historic reaction in Western media and governments, forcing the Pentagon chief to speak directly with Belousov. That call remains confidential, but sources claim Russia's minister warned the U.S. of devastating consequences if Ukrainian missiles kept targeting Russian territory. In a symbolic and strategic gesture, after that warning the Reapers vanished, temporarily. But the calm was only the prelude to a storm. Now they're back, with renewed vigor. Extreme vigilance. Russian units are reinforcing Crimea's defenses. Air defense systems are on high alert. Every drone movement, every suspicious sound in the sea, every report of unmanned vehicles approaching is an alarm bell, a call for extreme vigilance. Far from de-escalating, this war has become a game of intelligence and endurance, where no one can trust diplomatic promises that never materialize. Meanwhile, the land front offers no break either. Kiev is not de-escalating. It's concentrating troops near the Donetsk People's Republic and the Dnipropetrovsk region. One especially revealing fact: the movement of militants from the notorious Aidar battalion, known for brutal tactics and war crimes, to positions north of the village of Bohatyr, right on the Dnipropetrovsk border. Preparing for prolonged conflict, Russian security sources confirmed the 24th Independent Assault Battalion, Aidar, is now in Novokrosinka, north of Bohatyr. This is no small move. Despite peace talks in international forums, Kiev is reinforcing its military with new units, preparing for a prolonged conflict. Russia's recent advance, which fully liberated Bohatyr, was a devastating blow to Ukrainian morale. Ukraine responded with an immediate counterattack using reserves from the 33rd Mechanized Brigade. The question echoing through the Kremlin is simple, but deeply troubling. Is the United States preparing a greater betrayal? Is this spike in drone activity and force concentration in eastern Ukraine just the beginning? As tensions in the Black Sea intensify, it's clear the world stands on the edge of a dangerous escalation. The heart of the conflict. The return of U.S. Reaper drones, the increased presence of surveillance assets like the Global Hawk, and coordinated Ukrainian drone and missile attacks have reignited fears of direct confrontation between two global powers, Russia and the United States. At the heart of this conflict lies Crimea, a strategic and symbolic region that has been a point of contention since Russia annexed it from Ukraine in 2014. That move, which provoked sanctions and diplomatic isolation, laid the groundwork for today's hybrid warfare. The recent resurgence in drone warfare, naval tension and troop movements marks a turning point. One shaped by years of failed diplomacy, shifting leadership in Moscow, and the slow unraveling of trust between NATO and Russia. The primary victims of this standoff are the civilians on both sides of the conflict, especially those in Crimea and eastern Ukraine. Meanwhile, the primary beneficiaries are arms manufacturers, intelligence networks, and geopolitical actors seeking strategic leverage. The consequences? If diplomacy fails again, we may see a dangerous slide toward open conflict with global repercussions. For both Russia and the United States, the risks outweigh the gains, yet the game continues. Call to action. Now it's your turn. If you found this analysis revealing, leave us a comment with your opinion on this conflict. Do you think the United States is preparing a strike against Russia? What would be the global consequences of such an escalation? Subscribe if you haven't already, because we'll be tracking every twist and turn of this developing story. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video, where we'll examine how a confrontation in the Black Sea could spiral into global warfare. And if you want to learn more about the origins of the Crimea conflict, click on the video on screen. It'll give you the full picture.